This is for educational use only. Our group is allowing my instructor, Mr. Roldan Ardines, to use this as an educational materials. Good day. For today, we're going to discuss the Filipino identity, values, traits, community, and institutional factors. So in this section, we're going to discuss the community traits and values that we Filipino have in common. So first on the list is we have ay pakikipagkapwa-tao. So when we say pakikipagkapwa-tao, this is the shared sense of identity and consciousness of the other. So this is the feeling of the others with respect and dignity as an equal and not someone that is individual. So hindi natin siya tinitrate different. So dito papasok ang pagiging open natin, pagiging matulungin natin, pagiging mapagbigay natin. Second on the list is we have here bayanihan, or can be also called damayan. So this can be observed by helping others without expecting something in return. Although merong mga taong nag-offer ng help, pero meron din namang mga tao na nagta-take advantage nung pag-help na yun. Meron din namang tumutulong na dapat palitan natin yung kabutihang nagawa nila at yung tulungan mo rin sila, tulungan mo rin ako. So in the next slide is the family orientation. Family orientation this is regarded as important among the Filipino families. That is Filipino the center of their life. So in this section, strong relationship and being close with your family is being respect. So that is why it is common to see the different generations and multiple families living. So kumbaga ayaw ba nating malayo sa mga pamilya natin. So we Filipinos are genuine when it comes to love and caring, to the point we do anything just for them. And it is divided into 3 categories. The first one is love for family. So love for family, this love shown they're giving honor, respect, and sacrifice just for them to show how they love each other. So second on the line is love for friends. Love for friends is pinapakita natin dito yung pag-support despite of being dumb, lalo na sa mga pag-ibig, despite of having different situation, despite of who they are, but we still love them because they always there beside you through ups and down. So the last is love for someone or special someone. This is related to having in relationship to the people we admire and love that makes you do everything to make them happy. So
Filipino traits. So first of all, what is traits? Traits is a distinguishing quality of the personal characters. And these are some of the traits of Filipino. Hospitality. Filipinos are known for being hospitable, especially to tourists and wanderers who do not have a place to stay. In some tourist spots such as Baguio City, locals even offer the comforts of their own home for tourists who need a place to stay for a night or two. Optimism. Despite being a path for typhoons, Filipinos remain positive about the situation. Resourcefulness. Filipinos are talented and highly creative. They can fashion instruments out of kitchen utensils and could solve problems at the snap of a finger, thanks to their resourcefulness. Respect for elders. The common gesture used to greet is known as mano, often referred to as bless in English. Mano is performed as a sign of respect toward elders and as a way of accepting a blessing from the elder. It is usually done towards those who are older by 2 generations or more. Strong family ties. Only in the Philippines will you see families that bond together like no other. In a typical household, you'll see extended families like the grandparents and a couple of siblings, all coexisting harmoniously with the nuclear family. Helpfulness. We Filipinos are generally like predatories because we do not choose whom to help. When someone needs assistance, we readily come to their aid. Gratefulness. Filipinos are known for saying thank you whenever they are returned and help, and when they are helped in return. Locals also give presents to tourists thank for taking time to visit the region. Gratefulness. Filipinos are known for saying thank you whenever they are helped in return. Locals also give presents to tourists to thank them for taking time to visit the region. Courtesy. Aside from saying po and opo, Filipinos are known worldwide to be very polite. They make sure that they give their visitors a warm welcome. Unity. Also referred to as the bayanihan. Filipinos help each other when their fellow men need them. Faith. The Philippines is predominantly a Catholic country. Whenever the Filipinos go, they always make it a point to honor God Almighty. Tourists can attest to many of the churches old and new erected in the country.
Psychologist, educator, and former chairperson of the Commission on Higher Education, Dr. Patricia B. Licuanan, wrote that the strengths and weaknesses of the Filipino character are rooted in factors such as the home environment, the social environment, culture and language, history, the educational system, religion, the economic environment, the political environment, and mass media, and lastly, leadership and role models. Ligoanan said that in the home environment, Filipino children are taught to value family and give it primary importance. The Filipino social environment is characterized by depending on one another to survive. This dependence on relationship and the struggle for survival makes Filipino groups oriented. Meanwhile, Filipino culture and language depict openness to foreign elements with no basic consciousness for our cultural core. The Filipino colonial mentality, such as the importance of the English system in our educational system, the wider following of Hollywood movies, shows, and music is a manifestation of our attachment to foreign elements. Lukuanan added that our colonial history is regarded as the culprit behind our colonial mentality. Unfortunately, most Filipino elites are of no help in setting an example of overcoming colonial mentality because they are even more westernized in their ways. Present-day medias, on the other hand, reinforce these colonial influences. The Philippine education system is also instrumental in molding the strengths and weaknesses of the Filipino character. Schools are highly authoritarian. Early on, children learn that well-behaved and obedient students are praised and rewarded. This teaches passivity and conformity. The Filipino is also religious. Religion taught us optimism and resilience. However, it also instilled in us a fatalistic attitude. Since religious communities are also highly authoritarian, this further reinforced our being passive and conformist. Several Filipino traits are rooted in our economic environment. The hard life drove Filipinos to work hard and take risks, such as leaving our families to work abroad. This further developed our ability to survive. Unfortunately, our political environment and government structures and systems are fraught with problems. For instance, the fact that political power is mainly in the hands of the elite, and the absence of a strong government presence enhances Filipinos' already extreme family centeredness. The economic and political environment are among the elements that have developed the culture of corruption in the Philippines. Meanwhile, how did mass media reinforce our colonial mentality? What do you notice about ads, music, movies, fashion, etc. on shows on TV, aired over the radio, printed in the newspaper, magazines, or gone viral online? These were greatly based on American pop culture. The emphasis on the superiority of an important brand or product through mass media is in fact part of a Filipino's daily life. Since Filipinos highly respect authority, we learn on our leaders and role models. Any person with authority is looked up to. Thus, when our leaders violate the law and when there is a lack of accountability for leaders who break the law, Filipino mindset is hugely affected in a negative way.
Institutional factors. I'm a Jason A. Caparida, BSMT1. So, my topic is institutional factors in political self. Institutional factors in political self refer to the ways in which the formal and informal structures of a society shape individual behavior and attitudes towards politics. Examples of institutional factors that can influence political self include political parties. The presence of political parties can influence an individual's political self by providing a set of values and beliefs that align with their own. Political parties can also provide a sense of community and belonging for individuals who share the same political views. And electoral systems. The electoral systems in a country can have a significant impact on political self. For example, a proportional representation system may encourage individuals to vote the smaller parties, while a first past the post system may encourage individuals to vote strategically for one of the two major parties, like media. The media can shape an individual's political self by shaping their perceptions of political events and issues. This can include the way political parties and candidates are portrayed, the issues that are covered, and the opinions expressed by journalists and commentators, like and education. Education can influence an individual's political self by providing them with knowledge about political system and issues, as well as the teaching critical thinking skills that can help individuals form their own political views. Interest groups. Interest groups can shape an individual's political self by providing information and resources to help individuals form their own opinions on political issues. Interest groups can also provide a sense of community for individuals who share the same political views. These institutional factors can interact with each other and with an individual's personal experience and beliefs to shape their political self. And these all the types of institutional factors in political self: political parties, electoral system, media, education, and last, interest groups. My name is AJ Seneca Preda, and that's all.
There are four types of democracy. Direct democracy, or pure democracy, is a form of democracy in which the electorate decides on policy initiatives without elected representatives as proxies. This differs from the majority of currently established democracies, which are present- representative democracies. Type of democracy. Representative democracy, also known as indirect democracy, is a type of democracy where the elected people represented representative a group of people in contracts to direct democracy. Third type of democracy. The third type of democracy. Monitor democracy. Political scientist John Kane suggests that a new form of democracy is evolving in which government is constantly monitored in its exercise of power by a vast array of public and private agencies, commissions, and regulatory mechanisms. Four types of democracy. A constitutional democracy is a government in which people vote for representatives or laws and in which the law are authorized and constant by a constitution.
Democracy is a system of government in which power is held by the people either directly or through elected representatives. In a democratic society, individuals have the right to participate in the decision-making process that affect their lives and are offered certain fundamental freedoms such as freedom of speech, assembly, and the press. Democracy is often characterized by free and fair elections, the rule of law, the protection of individual rights and liberties, and a system of checks and balances that ensures that no one person or group has too much power in participate. There are many different types of democratic system, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Some of the key values that underpin democratic societies include equality, justice, transparency, accountability, and respect for the rule of law. These values help to ensure that individuals are treated fairly and that the interests of the border community are taken into account when making important decisions that affect everyone.
Political rights refer to an individual's ability to participate in the civil and political life of the society and state without fear of discrimination or repression and is tied closely to citizenship status. Citizenship is gained by meeting the legal requirement of a national, state, or local government. A nation grants certain rights and privileges to its citizens. In return, citizens are expected to obey their country laws and defend it against its enemies. The value of citizenship varies from nation to nation. In its strictest sense, citizenship is a legal status that means a person has a right to live in a state and that state cannot refuse them entry or deport them. This legal status may be conferred at birth or in some states, obtained through naturalization.
What is citizenship? Citizenship refers to the status of being a member of a particular country or nation, with certain rights and responsibilities that come with that membership. It is a legal concept that determines the relationship between an individual and their country, and it is usually granted either by birth or through a process of naturalization. Citizenship can empower people to influence their country's policies and governance. However, citizenship is complex and often contested, with different countries and societies defining it individually and different groups of people facing barriers to citizenship and full participation in society. There are there are benefits of citizenship. Being a recognized citizenship of a country has many legal benefits, which may include, depending on the country, the rights to vote, to hold public office, to social security, to health services, to public education, to permanent residency, to own land, or to engage in employment, among others.